I am back. Over the past couple of months, you may have been wondering where I am. This is gonna be a really good video. I'm very excited for this. Probably saw the title, 44K a day, keep the debt away. This video is not cap, it's completely real, and I'm gonna make a video on how you can go ahead and start hitting these super high numbers that I was able to hit. We can throw some up right here, boom, 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 boom. A couple cool numbers that I've been able to hit, and I'm gonna show you pretty much everything that I've learned and how you can go ahead and replicate this as well. Now, you may see these super high numbers and think they're really cool to look at, but I'm gonna go really in depth about how you can go ahead and do this yourself safely and sustainably. That's the most important part, all right? Starting around December, I started a brand that did really well, that I'm still running to this day. We were able to hit those super high numbers like we just showed up, 44K a day plus, still running to this day, and we've been able to hit multi-seven figures in revenue, so that's been crazy. I'm gonna pretty much break it down here. I'm gonna show you guys a lot of the in-depth stuff that a lot of people online will not show. Getting into it, let's go with product research. I think anyone watching this video is wondering, like, how do I find a good product? Because the backbone of any good business is going to be product, all right? There's no debate about it. Obviously, offer and ads come into play when a good product is there, but the backbone, the pillars, it's a product, all right? So how do we find a good product? These three methods right here are the exact product research methods I'm using to this date. This isn't some outdated thing that I was using a couple months ago and I'm not using it now, and I'm just trying to regurgitate information to you guys. I'm using this, and in fact, I did it today. So I hope that says something. Number one is Facebook ad library. You've probably seen this all over the internet. Everyone talks about the Facebook ad library, but I take a little bit of a spin on it, right? Everyone tells you to search up the 50% off, the buy one, get one free. And I actually do that as well, but I scroll through these ads and I look at keywords of stores that I know that are killing it. So most of the time you'll see an ad always pop up when you search up a certain search term, or you'll see the duplicate symbol under an ad. And that just signifies that these people are obviously spending a buttload of money. And what you want to look at is their copy, their ad copy. And you want to go one layer deeper and look at the words that they use in their ads. You're then going to kind of, use your brain a little bit, figure out what they're talking about in their ad copy, and then use that as the main search term in your Facebook ad library. So you're gonna start with a generic term like 50% off, buy one, get one free, buy one, get one 50% off. Look at the stores killing it, look at the niche that they're in, and then kind of look at a further search term within that. For example, let's say we find a store selling some sort of shapewear or something. You can look at maybe a unique word that they use in their ad copy. And maybe it could be shaping, snatching, I don't know, something like that in their ad copy. And then go ahead and search that up, and now you find a whole bunch of different shapewear products, and you're pretty much in a niche that is evergreen, number one, it's always winning, number two. Number three, you could find a new product in the shapewear niche, which always ends up blowing up. All right, same applies for dresses. It's summertime, dresses are always blowing up. That just came to my mind, keep that in mind. All right, number two, scrolling on TikTok. Everyone talks about the TikTok burner method, and quite frankly, I think it's getting really overused. TikTok burner method is good. You find a whole bunch of those dropshipping videos, but what you're actually looking for is more of the organic videos, right? When you scroll on TikTok, you're looking for more of those UGC style videos. Those are what always do the best and signifies a really good product. It does take a little bit of training in your mind to be able to look at a video like that and look at the product that they're promoting and really sit there and think, because I even have trouble doing this sometimes, right? Easier said than done. It's hard to look at a video and be like, what's that product? Could I sell that? Is that good right now? It's hard, but it takes some training, and it really is possible. Scroll, look at those drop shipping videos, like them, save them, and then slowly but surely you'll start seeing UGC videos, start engaging with those more, and you'll just get a whole bunch of UGC clothing, product, all that good stuff videos. Same thing with Facebook. I forgot to add this, but I advertise on TikTok, Google, Facebook, and Instagram. So I'm just obviously gonna be on the platforms that I'm advertising on. The good thing about Facebook and Instagram is you can see the engagement on the videos. You can actually see the views sometimes, the comments, the likes, how recent the comments are. So I really do like the Instagram and Facebook product research method a lot as well. Pretty much doing the same exact concept on TikTok, scrolling until you find an ad and just heavily engaging with it. And I promise you, if you do that a couple of times, you'll be like, wow, I'm getting a lot of ads now. And I pretty much just optimize my Instagram page and just get a whole load of ads. I get free winning products. Like, even when I'm just binge scrolling sometimes, because I will admit, I just get free winning products. So highly recommend it. Do it on Facebook, do it on Instagram. Those are my 3/4 product research methods I do to this day. Now, the second biggest thing to be able to hit those numbers that I just, let's throw them up one more time. Let's throw them up one more time. The second thing is really important to be able to hit numbers like this is profitability of a business. I find this really funny because a lot of people online will, they'll tell you like, oh, mark up your product $10, $15, $20. But what they don't tell you is advertising cost rises, things get more expensive, and a business sustained on $20 margin is just going to die. Look at Apple. Look at any of these huge clothing brands. Do you think they run off of $20 margins on each of their products? No, they're off like 20, 50, 100 X's. Why? Because that is more sustainable. So a lot of people online, and I agree with it, right? $20 to start off to test a product is viable, but what they don't tell you is that later on down the road, if you really want to turn your dropshipping store into a brand, you're going to need to increase your margins. For example, when I first started my brand, I started off, I think on it was $20 margin or $20 profit per baseline order, right? If someone ordered 1 unit, it was $20 of profit. Now it's 57. And the way that I've gotten to that point is simply not just by raising my price. That's something else a lot of people online will tell, but they just say, oh, just raise your price and everything will be fine. No, because every niche responds differently. Every product is going to have a different response to increasing the price, but you have to be able to validate why you're charging more. Whether it's, your branding, it could be just the way your store is set up. Everything has to come full circle, and you have to be able to validate why you can charge more. $20 of profit is not enough for an order. So once you find that product that works, how can you go ahead and validate your business to be able to charge more compared to everyone else? Because you're gonna have the people selling your product for a third of your price. So how can you sit in the market and say, okay, I have enough proof and I can charge more than you, and you have to validate to your customer why. It's not just as simple as raising it and calling it a day. You have to validate to your customer, this is why I am. And you could have a better value proposition. You could have better angling, better ads, better website. And I recommend doing all that because that is essentially how you are able to validate all that. But it's all very important to be able to make sure your business can last. The reason why you see a lot of people, hitting these super high number days and not able to actually sustain it or do it again is because they're running off such low profit margins. Once you have competitors who see your product off these spy tools hop into the market, your CPAs rise. I'm gonna go into that later into this video, but your CPAs ultimately rise. And if you're running off $20 of profit in order, you're not able to last. It's not gonna happen, right? Nobody says this, but in what world, right? In what world are you gonna be able to last? It doesn't make any sense. All right, quick shameless plug as well. This came to my mind. I just reopened Value University. I don't want to sit here and, take 10 minutes to plug this, but I just reopened Value University. If you're sitting on this camera and you're like, shoot, I really want to learn from Ben. I used to not take any mentor students. I was really homed in and learning more about dropshipping, e-commerce, but I just reopened Value University. If you want to go ahead and join that, then you can go ahead. I'll leave a link in the description. Just click on the description below. You'll see some sort of link. I'll say Value University, free training, something like that down there. If you're interested, you can go ahead and apply. It's completely free, no commitment, but I'll leave that there as well. As just did open up Value Club. If you want to join Value Club and you don't have the budget for a coaching group like Value University, well, now you really don't have an excuse because I just opened a Value Club. So there's not many more excuses you can make. All right, next, customer repurchase rate. I was gonna call this customer return rate, but I feel like that would have been confusing. You guys would have been like, what do you mean returns? I don't like that word, but I just called it customer repurchase rate. Another really big thing about being able to hit these super high K days is making sure your customers come back. What you don't know about that number I throw up on the screen, let's throw it up again. Let's throw up all the numbers again. Is it's not all from ads. It's from a whole bunch of different channels. 2, it's from people coming back. If you want your business to last, I'll get into this again. I think everything's gonna kind of slowly but surely get to this point. Advertising costs rise. And you can only get a low CPA for so long. So how can you make sure that those customers that you've already acquired, right, that you have this fat list of people that bought off you, how can you make sure they come back? And you need to really create a really good ecosystem to make sure they do come back and they repurchase from you, whether it's a new product you drop, a new offer that you have for your product, or it's just them in your flows and them in your email flows, or them coming back. You have a new and improved product of the one that you're selling that's cooler now, and that they see that and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to buy that now, right? You need to make sure people come back. You need to give them a reason to offer, discount, I don't know, holiday, whatever it may be. And I wrote right here, how can we make sure customers come back? Another really big thing is make sure your customers have a really good unboxing rate. Now, a lot of people say this online, and they'll tell you to go all like full out on your branding. I'm not a huge believer in that. I am big on branding a product, but not to the point where my margins drop significantly, because margins are everything. If you're bringing in 10,000 orders a month and you brand out a product, or maybe you just have a supplier who's charging you $1 extra for the same quality and same shipping as another supplier, that's $10,000 a month that you are losing out on, right? So I'm really big on branding your product, but still sustaining your margins, which is why a good unboxing experience for your customer is crucial, but not to the point where you're spending $4 or $5 extra on every single order, which would significantly drop your profit, and you don't want that. I think the most important thing when it comes to a good unboxing experience is the packaging, number one, and then two, a thank you note or a welcome letter. Throwing on a discount code onto those welcome letters are huge, and it gives people that much more of a reason to come back to your store. If you just go to your Shopify store, you create a discount code for 10-15% off, and you name it welcome 15, come back 25, I don't know. People have a reason now to go ahead and come back to your store and rebuy off you. If they open up their package from you, they see the product and they have a note in there, and there's a discount code on the note, they're gonna come back and reorder. I promise you, that's an amazing way to make sure your customers come back. Other amazing ways to make sure your customers can repurchase off of your brand are Google retargeting and Facebook retargeting ads. So if somebody doesn't order off of you, then you hit them with retargeting ads and boom, now they order from you because there's a discount code on the ad. Also, you can do retargeting ads for already existing customers as well. So if someone who buys off you and you release a new product, or you have a Father's Day sale or some sort of sale going on, you hit them with that retargeting ad and boom, they'll repurchase off you again. Really good ways that I was able to hit these such high number days. It's not relying on one channel. Relying on one channel for advertising is practically asking to get absolutely screwed, because imagine if that ad account gets banned. And it happens, ad accounts get banned. It's something you have to get used to. Imagine if it gets banned, you're done for. So when I was able to hit those super high K days, number one, it came from retargeting, from new product drops, and also new and improved products and discount codes off the same product. Number two, people just coming back, right? Once again, going back to the unboxing experience with the coupon code in the box, making sure people come back. That was second, how I was able to hit these high number days. Number three is Google ads, being able to advertise on a platform not many people talk about, which is Google ads. Google ads is extremely underrated. I love Google ads now. Some of my traffic came from Google ads. Number four, Facebook ads. Facebook ads is huge. If you're not on Facebook ads already, that's extremely important. We teach how to advertise on Facebook, Google, and TikTok in the university. That's extremely important to learn. TikTok ads. Number five, insanely low CPAs on TikTok. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this before. You can literally print money with TikTok, but it only lasts for so long, which is why you see so many people, with these pump and dump stores on TikTok. They scale it super high and it comes right back down because, that's just the nature of TikTok from what I've learned. You can't really find much sustainability in TikTok. Meta is where you really find a lot of sustainability, as well as Google as well. I say Facebook and Google ads are kind of like peanut butter and jelly, bread and butter. They go really well together. And then last one is emails. Simply sending out a campaign to all of your existing customers, creating email flows for your customers is a great way to continue to bring in revenue for your business, aka email marketing. All right, last and final point. This is just something else I want to talk about, is finding a killer supplier for your store. This is so important and not many people talk about this. Once again, shameless plug, I give you guys my private suppliers in the Value Club, as well as literally suppliers that I'm bulk ordering thousands of units a day with in the university as well. Something else I do want to say is, a lot of coaching groups out there are like pretty bad, in my opinion. I've really dedicated a lot of time to the university to make it really good for you guys. Last time when we opened up the university, we were able to literally get all of our students' results. I've reopened it. It's not like a coaching group where it's like, you're not gonna see me. I'm like in the shadows. I'm not like attending to you guys. I've genuinely made it so I've given you guys the best chances of success. I've literally given you guys in the university templates on what to send your payment processors if they ever put your money on reserve. I've had $90,000, I think more actually, more than $90,000 on hold. And I've literally tried so many different emails and I found an email that works. I give that to you guys. I give you guys legal attorneys who are able to get money off hold if you get a payment processor closed down, my private suppliers, as well as my large scale private suppliers that I'm bulk ordering units with and that are really good for branding. So I give you guys like literally the best chances of success, as well as I give you guys 2 different 8-hour courses teaching you guys a lot of stuff. So I give you guys the best chances of success. A little tangent, but finding a killer supplier is really important for your store. I wrote right here, a lot of people find mid suppliers, and when you hit that really good product, you are left with horrible logistic sides of the business. And I don't want you to get confused, right? If you're a beginner watching this video and you're like, shoot, I need to find a really good supplier that I can bulk order my product with, don't think that way. If you have some skin in the game and you kind of realize that some of these suppliers are a lot more sketchy than others, you'll then realize like, okay, I'm able to hit winning products now. I need a good supplier, right? Because in the short term, I will say this, in the short term, I wrote this right here, in the short term portion of a business, this actually doesn't really matter too much, right? Because you probably look at your CPAs on your advertising platforms, on TikTok, Meta. If you have a killer product, you're probably getting insanely low CPAs, and it doesn't really matter which supplier you have, because the whole point of a good supplier is to make sure your shipping times are good. And the whole point to make sure your shipping times are good are to make sure your customers come back. But if you're getting such low CPAs on these advertising platforms and you're able to acquire new customers for insanely cheap, in the short term of a business, a good supplier doesn't really matter. You can have a mid supplier. I never recommend having a bad supplier. You can have a mid supplier, all right? But what about when CPAs rise? People on the internet love to make it seem like CPAs never rise. I don't know why. People love to make it seem like they never have any competition for their product and that they just somehow have like this like holy advertising platform that just they have no competition, CPAs don't rise. But the true nature of any platform, whether it's Google, Meta, any platform, is CPAs rise. If you are selling a product and you're killing it in the marketplace with it, you're gonna have competitors hop in, because what does everybody online talk about when it comes to product research? Find somebody else who is doing good with a product and just simply hop on the train with them. And if that's what everyone's saying online, that's what everyone's gonna follow. So you have to kind of think a little bit, be like, okay, if I have a killer product, it's inevitable I'm gonna have competition hop into the space. So if you have competition, you have CPAs rise. And if you have CPAs rise, well, you know, you can't sustain your whole entire business off of advertising now, which goes back to having your customers kind of come back. You can see how all 4 of these points kind of come together full circle. Finding a good supplier, if you want a sustainable business, a business that actually kind of lasts in the marketplace, is crucial, because when those CPAs rise, you need to make the most out of every single new customer you're acquiring still. And you need to make sure your customers get the best experience, whether it's branding, shipping times, all that good stuff. So that's something really important, right? Short term, maybe an okay supplier is fine, but when you get competitors in the space, when you have your CPAs rise, killer supplier is crucial for your killer store. And in fact, I want to make it very clear, some very large scale businesses and even a lot of subscription model businesses as well, they run off break even. Right? Like if you look at what these super big businesses are doing, it's not like they're getting 50-cent CPAs and we're just left here as drop shippers who have our CPAs rising and we're just the poor ones. A lot of businesses run off break even or even unprofitable CPAs. It's because the marketplace can only have so many customers. You can only get sub $6 CPAs for so long before they start to raise, and there will come a point where that time comes and you just have to deal with it. Going back to the subscription thing as well, honestly, I feel like somebody watching this video has probably considered or is doing or has dabbled with Black Hat MRR. Please don't. I'll put that out there right now. Please do not do any sort of Black Hat MRR. It's definitely not worth it. And I've actually always wondered as well, like how do you file taxes for Black Hat MRR? I don't know. I'm not gonna question it. A lot of MRR subscription businesses actually do run at a loss. And why is that? It's because CPAs rise. And maybe not everyone wants to buy a product. And so subscription businesses have to bet on the fact that people are going to subscribe to their product and that they'll make their money in a couple of months. White hat, of course. Obviously, if you're doing Black Hat MRR, I don't know, different story. Please don't do that though. You're asking for trouble if you do Black Hat MRR. And honestly, you're screwing yourself up for life. So anyway, that's pretty much all I had. These super high number days are not far away from you, of course. They are a lot closer than they may seem. Just continue to apply these 4 things that I went on in this video, and you'll see those days sooner than later, I promise. Once again, shameless plug for the Value University and Value Club. If you are interested, you can go ahead and join right below. And that's pretty much all I had for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.